around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey. Riding with you every mile since 1977.
This is Ted.
Hi, I'm Ted.
Ted owns and operates a business.
That's right.
But Ted needs help. His industry is getting disrupted and he needs to adapt.
I'm not sure what to do.
Ted needs to call SVA Consulting.
Why?
Because SVA Consulting has been transforming businesses and delivering measurable results to clients for nearly 20 years.
How can I learn more?
Easy. Go to svaconsulting.com/adapt.
Thanks. Wait, who are you?
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ. It's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
All right, one of them days. What can you do? Just sort of blah. 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. I mean, that's the story. If you want to keep listening, we're going to repeat that line a lot. 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. That's the reason. That's it. You lose 3-2, and you go 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position, the one hit being an infield hit. There's not much else to talk about. It's one of them days. Didn't get the big hit. So, I understand. I get it. There's only so much we can break down on a game like this, but we can talk about the positives. Eric Fetty, basically straight from the plane onto the mound, from yesterday being signed. Aaron Ashby was great. Honestly, the defense was phenomenal. Good to see that get back on track. But hey, they lost the game, can still win a series tomorrow, and we'll do some scoreboard watching tonight, watching Cubs and Giants out on the West Coast. Craig Kishon will be our guest in just a moment. In case you missed any of it, let's get you the highlight recap.
Ready for this? Out of here! This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
All right, so a lot of news before the game today. Trevor McGill going on to the injured list. More on that later on in the program. In his place, the Brewers sign Eric Fetty. Yeah, that Eric Fetty from the Cardinals and the Braves and now on the Brewers as emergency bulk work because they decided to push Quinn Priester back a couple of days dealing with a wrist issue. So if you got all that, good. Oh, by the way, Aaron Ashby is going to start the game instead as an opener, and man, he was nails.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A pair of Ks for Aaron Ashby in another scoreless second inning.
So the Brewers get exactly what they wanted out of Ash. 6 up and 6 down. In the bottom of that second inning, the Brewers got a leadoff single from Andrew Vaughn, a single through the left side by Blake Perkins. So men on the corners with some aggressive base running. That was a theme all night tonight. Andrew Vaughn going first to third on a ball hit to left field. Put the ball in play. Good things happen for Jake Bauers.
1-1, slow roller. Second base. That's going to get a run home. Brewers take a lead 1-0 on a Jake Bauers ground ball to second base. And that's where the 90 feet pay off.
So the Brewers get that aggressive base running to go in their favor. They move Perkins to second base with 1 out, but Lockridge and Monasterio would both strike out. The Brewers, though, would hand the ball to Eric Fetty, and man, he was rolling along. It was no big deal. His first 2 innings as a member of the Crew.
Fetty coming home with the pitch, and it's a broken bat, 1 hopper to first. Vaughn fields it, runs to the bag, and retires Carroll And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Eric Fetty. Ashby and Fetty have combined to sit down the first 12 of this game.
And given how the first two games of offense have gone for the Diamondbacks in this series, you're fired up. But the fifth inning, as we know, the fifth and the sixth have been the trouble innings for the Brewers this series. Then, in that fifth inning, Pavin Smith hit a single into left field. That was with one out. McCann flies out with 2 outs. So quickly, this inning looks like it's going to be a wrap. Well, Del Castillo singles on the first pitch he sees into right field. Smith only goes to second base. So runners on first and second, and another ambush for Alek Thomas.
Here's Thomas, and a line drive into left, the base hit. They're going to send the runner around third. Yelich has it. He's going to throw home. It is on line and in time. What a dart from Christian Yelich to peg Pavin Smith at home plate. That might be the best throw that Christian Yelich has had in the last 6 years in Milwaukee. Right on the money to William Contreras, chest high all the way home.
His first outfield assist of the season. He had 3 a year ago, and that was big because it kept the Brewers in front 1-0. But in the second, it was a 2-run homer by Blaze Alexander into the Aurora Healthcare bullpen in shallow right field. So that made it a 2-1 Diamondbacks lead. The Brewers would leave a leadoff double stranded in the 6th. Then in the 7th inning, they would get out of a huge jam with the bases loaded on a clutch double play, and the Brewers would try to respond in the bottom of that inning. It all started with a leadoff walk to Blake Perkins, and then they would load the bases on the infield hit by Bryce Terang, but Durbin would ground out. Still down now, 2-1. Geraldo Perdomo hit a solo homer down the right field line, and Arizona adds some insurance. It's 3-1 heading to the bottom of the 8th, and the Brewers finally punch back.
A 1 pitch. Line drive, deep left. It is up and gone. Contreras hits another one. It's 3-2. That ball was shot out of a cannon. His 16th home run of the season and his second in as many days.
Then the Brewers got another rally going right after that. A hustle double by Christian Yelich felt like, oh my goodness, they're going to find a way to tie this game in the 8th inning. But once again, they lacked the big hits. Vaughn popped out, Perkins grounded out, and then Danny Jansen, who came into the game off the bench earlier, struck out. And then ultimately in the 9th, Andrew Monasterio trying to do a little too much with the theme of that aggressive base running.
2-2 pitch. Liner in the left of base hit. He snuck it by Blaze Alexander. Monasterio digging for 2. Here comes a throw. And Monasterio's out. I get the hustle. You appreciate the hustle. But Lourdes Gurriel got to that baseball fast and threw out Andrew Monasterio trying to stretch that single into a double.
I mean, we saw Vaughn go first to third. It worked out. We saw Yelly get an extra 90 feet on his hustle double to right center. But the third time was one too many. And the Brewers fall on this one by a final of 3-2. We'll break it all down coming up in just a moment with Craig Kashan. Yeah, you heard it. No big hit. But we'll break it down anyway right here in your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Get away with huge savings at Hyundai West Allis during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, where you can make your best deal and save an additional $500 on a new Hyundai. Or get 0% for 60 months and make no payments for 90 days on a new Palisade or Santa Fe. Get Hyundai Assurance and America's Best Warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. From Hyundai West Allis, a member of the International Autos Group. Visit HyundaiWestAllis.com today. Financing with approved credit. $1,667 for every $1,000 financed with $0 down. Offers cannot be combined. Ends 9/2/2025.
Summer's not done yet. Be here September 1st when the Brewers host the Phillies. And get ready because we're celebrating the long weekend with $1 Hot Dog Day at the Labor Day game. Get your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
For their accounts payable workflow, Junior Achievement of Wisconsin implemented a document management and workflow automation solution from James Imaging Systems. Junior Achievement Vice President of Enterprise Services, Lori Salzman, highlights the positive impact.
That impact has made it much more streamlined for us to handle the entire process from receiving an invoice to having it paid.
How has streamlining your accounts payable workflow benefited Junior Achievement's mission?
It has allowed us to be more on mission and strategic strategically reach out and expand our impact to be able to reach more students.
If others are looking for workflow automation solutions to better serve their clients or customers, what's your suggestion?
If anybody is looking for a good partner that is there to help find solutions, call James Imaging.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Alrighty then, Brewers fall today 3-2. They still lead the series 2-1 against these Diamondbacks. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Hey Milwaukee, if you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. And for 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. That's all going to help your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. 855-616-1620 is the phone number. 855-616-1620. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. All right, with Craig Kishon, I'm Dom Cotroneo. You know, I've said it a handful of times, not getting the big hit hurt this team. But, you know, just in a simple, small frame of mind of this game, we haven't seen the Brewers do this a lot, where they have a game where it's just truly like, gosh, you probably could have scored 10 runs on the board, but they only scored 2, and one of them on a home run and one of them on an RBI ground out. So it was a day that runners in scoring position was the antidote for the Diamondbacks, just get into a nail-biting situation, and they weren't going to allow a run on the board. But, you know, for a team that was so hot, and we can talk about law of averages, whatever it may be, there's going to be games like this along the way, and there's no reason to overreact.
No, not at all. I mean, look, Dom, we haven't seen a game like this in I don't know how long. I mean, not just, you know, weeks. Seems like it's been months since we've seen, you know, runners in scoring position, 1 for 12, or, you know, knocking on the door, can't come up with the big hit. And yet, you know, you look at the final score, and not only did they have a lot of chances, but, I mean, look right down to the final batter of the game, you lose 3-2. Arizona has proved in this series they are continuing to really lean on the home run to either get back in games or take the lead and stuff, and that turned out to be the case here today. So I thought it was a pretty entertaining game. I mean, the Brewers played some outstanding defense. The pitching was pretty good, you know, considering. And, they weren't the names that maybe we were all used to or would have put on the prediction board coming into this one, that's for sure. But this was not a clunker. It was just the hits weren't there for them tonight. They had the opportunities, but the clutch part of it just didn't happen.
Yeah, when you look at it lately, you know, going back to that Cubs series, the Brewers, when they have one or fewer hits with runners in scoring position. They had the blowout loss against the Giants on Saturday. That was the 7-1 loss. They went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in that game. They won the game against the Cubs 4-1 in the finale of that series, despite only going 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position in that game. And then you go back to the second game of the Reds series, the final game of the Reds series, the one that snapped the winning streak. The Brewers were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position in that game. Otherwise, the other 3 games they had low RISP numbers. They won because that was in the middle of the streak. So it's a little blip. Could this be a little bit of fatigue? A couple of texts asking that as well. They seem a little lethargic. That certainly can be a factor in all this. Every team has gone through a stretch like this where it feels like they're playing forever. But at the same time, this is where I really feel like the Brewers are missing some of their regular bats, of missing Churio, missing Reese. And I know Bauer's got the start today, but he's still not quite himself yet. I think the Brewers are really starting to feel it like, man, they really are missing some real important pieces. And here we're in a whole month of August.
Yeah, and they're, not only for hitters, but they're missing, key players on the pitching staff here right now. They've taken a hit now as well. It seemed like the position players, took their hit, and now the pitching staff's starting to take its hit. With McGill going on the injured list, that's a major blow. And then you're like, well, he's been a closer the entire year. He's been the ninth inning guy. But I also think this, Dom, I do think the team looks a little bit tired, but I'll say this, just an observation of been here a long time and knowing that, August is one of the toughest months to get through. I think right now for me, I'm seeing a little bit of a letdown based on the historic levels that this team has played, the winning streak, the way that they were winning going into the winning streak, the level of wins above everybody else in baseball here right now, the huge 9-game lead in the division. None of this was predicted. This team knows they're good and can be successful, but not at this level that they have put together. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to continue. That's not what I'm saying. They've achieved such great things, that franchise record great things. There's still a lot of season left to go, and they're also at the point where this is the most tired any ball player is during the season right now, and now they got to figure out how to finish it out, and I think that they will. Look, they started out really slow and could have given up after the first 6, 7, 8 weeks of the baseball season, and they figured it out, and look what they put together. So they're capable of doing it. They'll very likely pull all this out. But I think for me, the whole letdown factor right now of like, oh, well, things are kind of average right now, and we're going through some injuries, and we're tired and whatnot, but look what we've accomplished. But it's not over yet. There's still a lot left to be played.
Yeah, and a win tomorrow is still a winning homestand, going 4-3, and then furthermore, the Cubs are losing right now to the Giants. That game might go final by the time this show ends. It's 4-3 Giants right now in the bottom of the fifth inning there, and so you may be no harm lost with 28 games to go. The Brewers' priority right now is getting healthy and getting their arms in the best frame of mind. On a positive note offensively, then we'll get to Fetty and we'll get to Ashby, some of the positives on the pitching side of things. On the positive notes offensively, I mean, there are actually more notes than you may think. Durbin getting 3 hits for the 5th time this year. Contreras hitting another home run. Yelly with a double. Terrain extended his hitting streak with the infield hit as well. When I look at it for Caleb Durbin, I think today was a small little test and a small little challenge by Pat Murphy to say, hey, here's a righty that has a really good cutter, has a really good fastball, has good carry, has good life on it. Let's see what you got. Maybe ordinarily they would have put Siegler in this situation, and yet Durbin turns in 3 hits against the starter, Ryan Nelson. It's not his fault he wasn't scored, but little things like this are going to be noticed by the front office to say, hey, maybe Durbin can handle this everyday role at third base.
Well, it seems like they've kind of put him through some kind of a test here over the last month with Siegler kind of splitting time with him, or Siegler coming in as a pinch hitter late in the game for Durbin. And I don't know if that was entirely by design, but I have a feeling it was. And, can Durbin outlast that? And I think tonight's proven that he has. And, when he's played in games, he's done a nice job. His growth as a rookie has been, really good. And I'm not saying he's going to go out and get 3 hits every game and stuff, but he's dialed in. And if he can dial in the final month, I think what they've tried to do is accomplish that for him and for the team as well. Because I just can't imagine going forward here in the final stretch that if I'm penciling in a third baseman every day, it's got to be him, and to play the entire game and do your thing. And that's kind of how I see that. I don't know, if Siegler's going to end up being on this roster throughout the month of September or not. They've got some decisions to make and whatnot, but I don't think they have a decision to make on Durbin. I say he's your everyday third baseman from this point forward. It's the home stretch, man.
I agree. And then you look at it, since he broke that little mini 0-for-12 funk at the end of the Cubs series, he hit the homer, then he kind of went really cooled off fast and into the Giants series. Since then, he's 7 for his last 15, including the 2 homers, of course, the one in the finale against the Giants and the one in the opener of this series on Monday. 3 more hits today, a couple hard contacts. He's not walking here in the month of August, which may be something to highlight for September, but I'm excited for Durbin to get forward. And then finally, I mean, William Contreras, I know he would like to take that double play back in the third inning, and even the line drive had some bad luck in the sixth, but to hit a rocket, 112 off the bat. He's now hit half his homers on the season here this month. Whew, get me excited about William.
Yeah, it's something to see, isn't it? I mean, he is crushing the baseball here right now, and to do it late innings, a lot of these home runs have come late. They've come when the team direly needs it, and that's been great to see from him. I mean, the turnaround he has made in the last month is just phenomenal. It's all the makings of a player who has all the skills to be great. We've seen flashes of it, the last several years since he's been on the team, and really to turn that whole injury and then the hitting slump. All of this has been one season, and it seems for him now like it's a brand new season, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I think with William getting going, and people keep asking, well, the Brewers rank this in the offense and the home runs and the slug and all. Well, you got to remember, William really didn't show up till mid-June, and I think that now that he's hot, Yelly's hot, Vaughn's cooled off a touch, but he's still hitting the ball hard. He's not striking out. They will get more power when Chourio comes back. They'll get more power when Reese comes back. That's where, the home run ball is still the best play in baseball. We got to talk a little bit about the pitching, too. That's coming up on the other side of the break. I thought they were fantastic. They did their job. It was the offense that fell short tonight. Brewers lose 3-2 to the Dbacks right here on 620 WTMJ.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf & Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
It's the end of summer here in the Milwaukee area, but soon enough, you'll be dealing with cold winter temperatures once again. Time to have Window Nation replace your home's windows in 1 day or less. Right now, get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. You could also score 2 tickets to a Brewers game if you replace all the windows in your home. Hurry, Milwaukee. This sale ends soon. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com right now.
Window Nation is a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers fall today 3-2. Oh well, sun will come up tomorrow, I promise. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. Keep your home running right with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. And when you book a service call this month, you'll be entered to win a $250 home improvement gift card through their Fix It and Win It event. Head to Cider, SEIDER.com to book today. A few texts. Jenny from Vernon. Black game, as you said. Not much to say beyond that. Some lethargic energy for the team right now. Doesn't help having so many on the IL. Alex from Oshkosh. Too many missed opportunities in this one. Stranded 8 on the bases. Hey, won the first 2 of the series. Can still take 3 out of 4 tomorrow. Adam in Gainesville, Florida. It feels like this stretch of games is starting to get to the crew a little bit. Seems like we've had teams out-brewer the Brewers or just getting pesky and not allowing the crew to let up and rest. The grind is real. Still going to win the division 100%. And on that note, Good news to report from San Francisco. The Giants have added to their lead. Wacky play you got to see with Matt Chapman just happened. It is now 7-3 Giants in the bottom of the 5th inning, beating up on old friend Colin Ray. In fact, as we segue into this, it was described earlier today by Pat Murphy and by other members of the Brewers staff that signing Eric Fedde could be their new Colin Ray, Bryce Wilson. Insert success story here of somebody that maybe didn't have the same chance or success or repertoire to succeed. And honestly, I'll say it again. I said it going to break. Craig, Eric Fedde did his job today. He ate some innings, and for the folks asking why didn't he go longer, he was getting ready for that third time through the order. And again, you would get to go longer if the offense did its job, which it didn't. I'm thrilled with what we saw from Eric Fedde today.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, only from the standpoint that he's really struggled this season, and to come in here and spend less than probably 12 hours with this pitching staff. Look, I'm sure he had a great talk and a great study with Chris Hook and everybody. It seems to me the goal in this one was, get him here. The Brewers obviously have an eye on what he can do for this team. I think he fits their style. He had success last year. I don't think he's that far away from correction, which is great. He's got a new catcher to throw to as well. Imagine going through, two teams that are struggling this year in the Cardinals and the Braves, and maybe not having the development even a veteran guy needs. And I think he's going to get that here with the Brewers. It's going to be interesting to see, what their game plan is for him moving forward. If they're going to go, with the 6-man staff, let a starter, go 7, 8, 9 days rest or something like that, like we're going to see from Priester as well, who was supposed to start today's game. It's going to start on Saturday. I think right now, if he pitches like he did tonight, he gives you a lot of flexibility and room to let the rest of your starting staff, and then your bullpen, it bleeds into the bullpen too, just take a breather and rest a little bit. There's 28 games to go now heading into tomorrow, and it's still going to be a grind, but there is a finish line, and this team still has a big lead. So I think they'll be smart in how they play it out.
Yeah, I think with Fedde, and the reason why they're bringing him here now is, look, just to be bluntly obvious, and this isn't really on the top of anyone's mind after him making a start like this, the worst case scenario is, he makes two more starts and it doesn't go well. Like, the Brewers still have depth beyond him. This is more of a reflection of trying to get a little bit of a breather during this 19 in a row. And then just a reminder, the Brewers get right back to regular off days after next Tuesday's off day, right? So they have the last 2 against the Phillies. They get 3 over the weekend against the Pirates, and they come right back on the road to Texas. So a very brief 8 in a row off day. Then they play 3 at home, off day. Then they play 6 in a row, go west, 9 in a row, I should say. So it's 9 in a row, off day, then boom, season's over. So they're going to get the chance to breathe and get a little bit of breather. I don't anticipate Fedde, pitching all the way to the end unless the Brewers really open up a really long lead and they want to keep some guys fresher than you'd expect. But he did his job. And then on the other end, Aaron Ashby, to have him be the opener today, 6 up, 6 down, 28 pitches. For folks asking, why didn't he go longer? I think deep down, the Brewers know Ashby has been remarkable at recovery this year, and he has said it, I feel great ever since the surgery. I feel like they wanted to say, you know what, just in case, you might be hot for tomorrow, even though he threw 28 pitches tonight. I'm thrilled to have Aaron Ashby in this bullpen right now.
He's dialed into what needs to be done, and he's dialed into the message. He's had all of his downs, it seems like, and fewer ups since he's been on this roster. All the injuries and stuff that he's been through, he's worked pretty hard, and part of that comeback is mentally draining as well. I mean, you gotta figure out a way to be strong, and I think he's got strong mentality here right now. He's got his health back. I also think this time, there's always competition out there, even though that bullpen, or if you're player on the bench is a position player. There's always competition within your own roster and your own team. And D.L. Hall was out there. We had Aaron Ashby and D.L. Hall, two look-alike lefties, and D.L. Hall's not here again. So, Ashby's taken this, in my opinion, he's taken this opportunity and he's running with it. And guess who benefits from it? Not only him, but the team here right now. And what we've seen, lately and on this homestand especially, this is just a great sign for him for sure. He pitched really well tonight.
Yeah, and then, back to Fetty for a moment. His line read 4 1/3, 8 hits, and of the 8 hits, 7 of them were singles. One of them was a short homer to right field. It was a homer. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him. And a few broken bats, a few doinks in there, kind of like we saw the last 2 nights. 2 earned runs, and I think the most important stat tonight from Eric Fetty, which is what's surprising people, 0 walks, right? This dude's almost got an equal 1-to-1 ratio of walks and strikeouts. To come in with a brand new team, brand new catcher, somebody you've never worked with before, and have the command that he had today is just a little bit of a sign that, hey, I got a really good defense behind me. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to be that guy that has to try to strike out the world. And Fetty's a vet. He's been around the block. He understands what it takes. For him to not have any walks today, I mean, his next start probably wouldn't come again until that Pirates series, if we're being honest, next week, given the way that they line up this series and can use the off day in their advantage next week against Philly. So take a seat. Maybe he goes to the bullpen. Maybe the Brewers get creative with him, but keep the 0 in the walk column.
Yeah, that was huge. When I fill out, my line score on these guys for pitchers, I love it when, like tonight, I think they only gave up 1 walk. I think it was Mears' walk, if I'm not mistaken. But I just love having that box for base on balls be blank, and you got to fill in the rest of them usually. But that was huge for him. There's no question about that. I mean, overall, people are wondering what are you bringing in a guy that just has an awful record and a really high ERA this year. It's not always a reflection on how he's pitching. Maybe it's where he's pitching. And I hope this is, going to be a nice turnaround for him right now. There's no risk in this. The Brewers know what they're doing. I'm a big believer in it's not a risk if you know what you're doing. And taking a chance on somebody, that's okay if you know what you're doing. And you brought up a good point too, Dom. If it doesn't work out in the next 1 or 2 outings, you just cut them loose. And that's just the reality of how the game is played right now, especially at this time of year.
And also, reminder, they get an extra pitcher starting on Monday. So you're allowed to have one more guy in your bullpen, or you can make it a 6-man naturally that way, whatever the Brewers decide to do coming up on Monday when rosters expand on September 1st. So the Brewers, yes, 2-run homer by Blaze Alexander on a 0-2 pitch. Yeah, I get that. We can sit here and harp about it. Oh, my gosh. Or, yes, solo homer by Geraldo Perdomo. Was it a check swing? Was it not? If it's close enough to sit here and debate if it was a check swing or not, I don't think he went, personally. That's how I interpret that rule. If you don't know for sure, he probably didn't go. And quite frankly, he swung at a ball. It was a homer, and it hit the yellow line and barely got over the wall. That's baseball. The story of today is not the pitching. The story of today is the offense. And you live with it, you hang it up with it, and you hand the ball to Q tomorrow. Hopefully he gets some length. But now you've got a little bit of a breather for Uribe, a little bit of a breather for the guys to maybe be that bridge. I'm sure Shelby will be available again tomorrow, too, for the Brewers. So, Q, give him some length. Maybe you get 1 or 2 batters out of Ashby. You've got Uribe available, and we'll hear from Trevor McGill up next. But, all right, let's see what you can do and try to make sure you take 3 out of 4 from Arizona.
Hey, I tell you what, last time Quintana faced them, was it his first start back on April?
His first start as a Brewer.
7 shutout innings, man. 7 shutout innings. He's got it in him.
I believe it. Craig Kashan, appreciate you as always, my friend. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good, Dom.
All right, Craig Kashan on 620 WTMJ. Got some texts. We'll talk about Trevor McGill coming up in just a moment as well. I want you to hear that press conference here from today. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
My gut tells me that this summer heat's going to last, and that means your AC is going to be put through the paces. Now, we all know that AC can take a licking and keep on ticking, especially if it's an Armstrong. But when yours needs to be put out to pasture, call Quality. With over 70 vehicles on the road, we'll be there in a hurry. And with over 60 years of experience, how can you go wrong?
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Think of your experienced quality electrician for remodels or smaller projects like replacing fixtures or fluorescent lights to LED, electric car charging port installs, and electric panel swap outs. Codes are about to change that require a more expensive breaker. Quality can help. And for a power outage, count on lightning fast emergency service.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
BRI's on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie. Southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3 vehicle accident just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bry.
This is now a new ball game where I think state after states may say, let's make it as hard as possible for the other side to win.
What does it actually look like to be represented by your congressional districts? And so should it be districts? Whatever the popular vote is how many you send to Congress.
But just like term limits, the people that will decide this are the ones that don't want to do that.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers fall today 3-2. Finale tomorrow at 1:10 here on 620 WTMJ. We're on the air at 12:35 with the On Deck Show. I'm Dom Cotroneo. It's time to buy or sell. It's brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf and Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin and part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and red carpet experience to every home deal. Let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. First thing, what are we buying? We're buying Abner Uribe stock in the closer role. So he's going to get a little bit of an extended run here as the Brewers retroactively placed Trevor McGill on the injured list today, announcing before the game today that he is dealing with a right flexor strain. It goes back to the 25th, so Monday is when he can be placed on the IL, given he pitched on Sunday. That is when he spoke up. You'll hear from him in just a moment. So Pat Murphy did confirm it in the pregame today that, yes, Abner Uribe would naturally get the 9th inning, but that moves everybody up, right? So does that mean Shelby gets the 8th, and maybe Mears, who pitched tonight, does he get the 7th? Does Koenig only get lefties? Ashby becomes an important piece. Not having Grant Anderson right now is really important right now for the crew. Tobias Myers is going to need to have opportunities to go multiple innings too. So all of this is to say that Abner Uribe is going to get a chance to close games. But the thing that we're selling is that the Brewers are in bad shape pitching-wise. And this is part of the reason why this trade deadline went the way it did. You know, talking to some folks about the Brewers' attack at the deadline, and a lot of people ask for young, controllable pitching. We talked about it plenty here on trade deadline coverage leading up to it. It's like, oh, they have the most valuable commodity. You can trade young, controllable pitching. But then you snap your fingers, and that young, controllable pitching isn't quite all healthy right now, right? So you've got Logan Henderson now transferred to the 60-day injured list. That means his regular season is over. He could be available to be activated for a National League Division Series if the Brewers so choose. DL Hall currently on the injured list with an oblique. You also have Chad Patrick pitching in AAA right now. He's been up and down twice here in the last 2 weeks or so, but they have to be smart with how much they option him. Now, Tobias Myers isn't even stretched out to be a starter, and there's not enough time to stretch him out as a starter for the rest of the season, so he's going to be a reliever. So you snap your fingers and blink, and all of a sudden, that depth that we were talking about with the young, controllable pitching, that if you traded any of that right now, yeah, you really need more guys like Eric Fetty to join your club. On that note, though, let's hear from Trevor McGill addressing the media earlier today, talking about his flexor strain.
All right, Trevor, can you just explain, what you're feeling and what you know about the injury at this point?
Yeah, so we got an image last night. Just came out as a mild grade 1 flexor strain. Nothing too serious, no damage to the ligament or anything. Just kind of been grinding through it for the last week, and 34 pitches the other day wasn't it. So, yeah, just taking a step back and get this right for the postseason.
Was it after that last outing that you spoke up about how you were feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's been bugging for a week, but I tried pushing through it, and just kind of next day after that outing wasn't feeling great. So spoke up and got it imaged, and results came back how they came back.
Is the feeling that just resting here over the next 10 days or whatever will be good enough to get you back on track and feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, my intentions are to be off on 15, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make that happen. So just going to work hard and get some good rest and come back strong.
Trevor, I know you want to be out there as much as possible, but if there's a silver lining to it, is it just getting a little rest and being completely fresh going into what you hope is a long run?
Yeah, I mean, if that's the way to look at it, it definitely sucks being and missing time, especially in September, going down the stretch here. It's never ideal. But we'll see what happens in the next couple days and just move along from there.
What have you learned about recovery and maintenance as you're pushing past career highs in innings and this role that you've been in this season just all year long?
Very important. I mean, we made some changes in our clubhouse with some of the strength staff and the nutritionists, and they've been doing great in my corner this season, and kind of give them some credit for the success and the longevity we've had so far. And then just going to keep working with those guys and get something dialed in for the next 2 weeks.
Trevor, what can you say about the job that the bullpen has done overall in this really challenging stretch, right, of 19 games, and how the guys are holding up?
I mean, they're doing great down there. Morale seemed fine before I left last night in the bullpen. Just got to keep attacking how they're attacking, and things are going to shape out nice.
Have you ever had any flexor issues previously in your career?
Yeah, I've had some. That doesn't feel as bad as the ones I've had in the past. It's just some discomfort in there, and push and possibly miss postseason, or just nip this in the butt now and get it right.
Yeah.
Do you know what the immediate plan is of how long you'll be down from throwing?
I can imagine it'd be no more than just a couple of days. So we'll see what happens in a couple of days here, and probably reevaluate after Toronto. So, yeah.
All right, well, Toronto right around the corner. With him being on the IL starting on Monday, that means that his 15 days would be up, coming up let's see here, that'd be 7, and then it would be the 9th. The middle of that Rangers series in Texas is when the 15 days would be up for Trevor McGill. So just make sure he's healthy for October. That's what's most important for the Brewers. Get to a couple of texts here coming up on the other side of the break. We'll hear from Pat Murphy a little bit later as well. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
It's the Oak Creek Lions Fest Friday through Labor Day, and this year's lineup is rockin' with 3 live music venues, family fun, games, carnival rides, the Oak Creek Lions Big Money $8,000 cash raffle, helicopter rides, and live local band favorites jamming every day. Featuring great food with Friday's fish fry, Saturday's famous steak sandwiches, along with their ever-popular pork and beef sandwiches on Sunday and Monday. All 3 stages will be playing great hits with the hottest in local live music from American Graffiti, Bella Kane, Third Coast Blues Collective, Floor It, The Toys, The Blues Disciples, Line Dance, 33 RPM, and Reverend Raven and Westside Andy with the Chain-Smokin' Altar Boys, along with many other great bands. Don't miss the 2025 Oak Creek Lions Fest, 2 miles east of I-94 and 3 blocks north of Ryan Road at 9327 South Shepherd Avenue. Free admission, free parking. Friday through Labor Day, it's Oak Creek Lions Fest. Find out more at oakcreeklions.com. oakcreeklions.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Let's pick a player of the game, shall we? It's brought to you by International Autos Group. Just like the game's MVP, you can drive into the rest of the summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit iamilwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Pretty easy to pick Caleb Durbin today. Granted, 3 hits, didn't score a run, which I'm sure he would like to trade back. William got his solo homer today as well. Also want to give a shout-out to Andrew Monasterio at the bottom of the order. 2 hits. Of course, he was thrown out trying to hustle a single into a double. You'll hear Pat Murphy's thoughts on that in just a moment. A few texts here. Brian from Tosa. As you mentioned earlier, they look like a team in the stretch of 19 and 18 days. Yeah, something wasn't right with McGill. The rest will be how we do against Toronto and Philly next week to really gauge how well we possibly do come playoff time. No time to panic, but a difficult schedule. Now, here's the thing. I had this thought today, and again, I was in New York City last night covering Phillies Mets for TBS. And talking to some folks with the Phillies, I promise you, Brewers fans are worried about this stretch with the Phillies and with the Blue Jays. I promise you, they're just as worried about facing the Brewers. So give yourself a little respect. Like, you have the best record in baseball, and every team has its flaws, okay? Every single one of them, including these Brewers, as you see. The Phillies don't have Zach Wheeler. They have some questions in their starting rotation and some questions in the bridge of their bullpen to get at Johan Duran. And, oh, by the way, Duran got beat up yesterday. There's questions even in their lineup. Once you get past Harper, is there enough to get the Phillies lineup rolling, right? There are questions in every lineup. Toronto, their bullpen is leaking oil right now. They were in a barn burner today with Minnesota. Are they worried about facing right-handed pitching because they're a right-handed heavy lineup? These are all things that come up. So give yourself a little respect that you are the best team in baseball, and teams are just as afraid to play you that, oh my gosh, that team's also feeling they have a hard stretch coming up here because they got to face the Brewers. So it works both ways in that scenario. And a reminder, the Brewers are 3-0 against the Phillies. Just another reminder there, too. This question coming from Mike in Sheboygan Falls. What's the sample size of Eric Haas versus Danny Jansen with runners in scoring position? Haas went 7 for 21 with runners in scoring position. I understand that, but that's not the only job of a backup catcher. Danny Jansen, quite frankly, I think that's a spot today, pinch hitting for Jake Bauers as the DH, is a spot that maybe in less than a week's time would be pinch hit for by Rhys Hoskins. Okay, and when you think about Danny Jansen, he's in there to start against lefties, to give William a day off. He's in there to be the guy that can give a little bit of a blow for William, but his role isn't really to pinch hit. And his role, yes, runners in scoring position come in handy, and I'm always going to, be in favor of putting the ball in play and putting a runner in scoring position. He struck out twice today. It is what it is. Furthermore, he's got pop. He's got 11 homers on the season. He can run into one. He's still waiting on his first Brewers homer. And again, there's no rule that says he has to play in a playoff game. Like, he's available, but I think the Brewers would lean toward a Rhys Hoskins off the bench at this point in that situation when you're facing a lefty and you want that right-handed bat up there. By the way, Rhys went 3 for 4 last night on AAA rehab. Speaking of injuries, quick check on that box score down there in AAA Nashville. Pat Murphy revealing today that Jackson Chourio was going to get his 4 or 5 plate appearances and play all the whole game in the outfield. He went 0 for 4 with a walk. He got 5 plate appearances and a strikeout. And he was asked today about the numbers because they're not pretty on this rehab assignment. 1 for 20, I believe, now down there in AAA. But it's the first time he's ever been hurt. First time he's trying to create his own intensity, trying to create his own gusto of, like, make sure you're not hurt, understand, listen to your body. But he did mention that there's a very good chance that Jackson Chourio returns to the team against the Toronto Blue Jays this weekend. We'll wait to see if that becomes official. Also, Rhys Hoskins tonight, he went 1 for 4 with an RBI, including a sacrifice fly today for the Nashville Sounds. They fall to Charlotte 11-10 in 10 innings in Nashville. Kind of a crazy game in the finish of that one. So that's a quick little injury update for the position player front. Tomorrow also Jose Quintana will get the ball, and today with Quinn Priester not getting the ball, they're pushing him back to Saturday, and he described it to Adam McCalvey of MLB.com. It's a difference between 90% and 100%. Let's just be 100%, and then also that allows me to start against the Blue Jays. That allows an extra day of rest for Brandon Woodruff, which is what the Brewers like to do. So your projected rotation, this is not official, your projected rotation against the Blue Jays will be Freddie Peralta on Friday, Brandon Woodruff on Saturday, and Quinn Priester on Saturday, and Brandon Woodruff on Sunday, which... sign me up. 3 righties, 3 guys that could get starts in the postseason. So fire me up for that, which then also means Miz would likely go on Monday in the opener against the Phillies. So that's how things are shaking out right now. Take a breather. We'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, coming up next on 620 WTMJ.
Summer's not done yet. Be here September 1st when the Brewers host the Phillies. And get ready because we're celebrating the long weekend with $1 Hot Dog Day at the Labor Day game. Get your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Hey, Milwaukee, looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Member FDIC.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
The Labor Day savings are already here at Kohlder's. Right now, you can shop unbeatable deals store-wide. Save thousands on furniture, appliances, and mattresses only for limited time now through Labor Day at Kohlder's. WTMJ's John Burke here. I shop at Kohlder's at all the different stores and online. And you can save 60% on furnitures and mattresses, then take an extra 10% off. That's right, 60 plus 10 on sofas, sectionals, dining sets, and more. Or discover your dream mattress and take home a better night's sleep at Kohlder's best prices. But that's not all. You can also save even more on appliances with Kohlder's exclusive Labor Day prices. Take an extra 5% off kitchen and laundry appliances from your favorite trusted brands. At Kohlder's, they guarantee the best price in town. But hurry, Kohlder's Labor Day sale is only available this weekend for limited time. Shop right now through Labor Day. Visit any Kohlder's location in West Allis, Oak Creek, Delafield, or Grafton, or shop online at Kohlder's.com.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Kohlder's.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Here's Thomas and a line drive into left, the base hit. They're going to send the runner around third. Yelich has it. He's going to throw home. It is on line and in time. What a dart from Christian Yelich to peg Pavin Smith at home plate. That might be the best throw that Christian Yelich has had in the last 6 years in Milwaukee. Right on the money to William Contreras, chest high, all the way home.
That's our play of the game, as called by Jeff Levering. And it's brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. Paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Yelly, his first outfield assist of the season, which was huge because at the time that would have been the tying run. Instead, it ended the 5th inning. All right, let's hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after today's 3-2 loss to the Diamondbacks.
What did you think about what you got from Fetty?
Yeah, I'm pleased with it. You know, he's a veteran kid, and to get called up yesterday and say you're going to sign and pitch the next day and come in and give us 4 1/3. I thought he did a really nice job. I thought Ashby was great out of the gate. just a couple pitches to have back. It's a good offensive team, and we were in position to win there. Big homer by Contreras, a hustle double by Yelich. Great play. Yelich's earlier assist at the plate. You know, guy's playing every day. He's exhausted, and he's just giving us everything he got. It's unbelievable. And then just didn't get him over and get him in like we normally would. Yeah. That double at there, the hit by Monasterio at the end, trying to stretch to 2. You know, I just respect aggression, you know, so I just respect it. You know, the kid made a great play and might have changed the game, but it's the way it goes. Credit the Diamondbacks pitcher. Credit that kid. He pitched great. And, yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
For moments like that with Monasterio getting thrown out there, with how much you guys preach aggression and how big a part of that is of your identity, are those just kind of plays that are going to happen sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, you force that guy to make that play. Gurriel has arm strength, you know what I mean? And he was sprinting. I think Mona saw him sprinting to the ball there. And once he saw him that way, that's going to be a tough play to come up and throw it. So credit to Gurriel for that great throw. And, yeah, Mona made an early decision and went with it. And guys make aggressive moves like that and they're out, it's going to happen. So it's unfortunate, but I support it.
Murphy mentioned Yelly. How impressed were you by that throw that he made early in the game?
That's what I mentioned earlier. Yeah, it was great. You know, like the guy's giving us everything he got. He gets the hustle double. He makes the big throw early in the game. Save us a run and an out. Yeah, special.
Murph, how about the way Nick Mears has been able to get out of those situations? Comes up base loaded there, play by trying there.
Yeah, no, he's been great. We trust him. You know, we trust him. So it's the most important thing. And I tell you, Easton McGee, like the numbers aren't great because we had to leave him in there that one game that we had Siegler catch a game on the road somewhere in Washington, I think, and he gave up 5 in 1 inning. This kid has pitched really nice other than that inning. You know what I mean? He's pitched really good. So I'm really happy with him. A lot of good things, but happens.
Yep, it happens. Go win a series tomorrow, and it's no big deal. Let's get our window ahead coming up on the last break here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Looking for an e-bike? Shop Wheel and Sprocket and find rows and rows of bikes in a bunch of different styles and colors for you to see, touch, feel, and even test ride.
Visit wheelandsprocket.com for a location near you.
Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
You have never been to an all-inclusive resort? Well, neither have I. Hi, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi, and this winter, we're going to rectify that. My wife, Kathy, and I have teamed up with Fox World Travel to check another travel wish item off our list, and you are invited to join us. We'll be flying nonstop from Milwaukee to sunny Cancun and staying at the ultra-chic luxury resort Secrets the Vine. This adults-only all-inclusive resort offers unlimited luxury where so much is included. Best-in-class service, gourmet a la carte restaurants, top-shelf drinks, 24-hour room and concierge service, endless day and nighttime activities, and more. Come with us, soak up the sun on the beach or one of 3 sparkling infinity pools, enjoy sommelier-led wine tasting, or explore the Cancun area. You know my trips sell out fast, so if you want more information about the February festivities, contact a travel advisor at Fox by calling 866-GO-FOX-GO or their fabulous website, foxworldtravel.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ. What's coming up for the crew? This is your window to what's ahead. Brought to you by Window Nation.
All right, tomorrow, finale of this series. Brewers go for the series win. Diamondbacks try to salvage the split. By the way, if the Brewers win tomorrow, they win the season series. And just add another one, they win it 4-3 over Arizona. Nabil Chrismat will get the ball tomorrow for the Diamondbacks. I did not see if Torey Lovullo confirmed whether or not they would use an opener. He doesn't have a ton of experience starting, so we'll see if Nabil gets an opener in front of him. Granted, their bullpen's kind of decimated right now. The Brewers will hand the ball to Jose Quintana. So that is tomorrow, 1:10 is the finale of this series and homestand. Then, over the weekend, heading north of the border, taking on 3 games with the Toronto Blue Jays. And those games are going to be some pitchers' duels. Toronto is off tomorrow, so they get to refresh their bullpen. But they get Shane Bieber on Friday, making his second start as a Blue Jay. Saturday afternoon game, mind you, against Kevin Gossman, their opening day starter. And then on Sunday, the Brewers will get to face the Mad Max Scherzer, who's 5-2 with 3.82 ERA. He's had a really good year since coming back from his thumb issue. And again, we project that to be Freddie, Priester, Woodruff for the Brewers rotation. That's our projected thought for what the weekend will be. That is your window ahead, and it's brought to you by Window Nation. Right now, you can get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. Hurry, the sale ends soon. Trust Window Nation and schedule your free estimate now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you as well. They have opened it up in San Francisco. A 2-homer game for Rafi Devers. They now lead 11-3, and Matt Chapman has also joined the 200-homer club. So congratulations to him. The Brewers will remain 6.5 games clear of the Chicago Cubs with 28 games to go. Other games keeping an eye on. The Mets sweep the Phillies in Queens. 6-0 the final today. That is suddenly a 4-game division deficit, and now the Mets have claimed the tiebreaker, and they will also have one more 4-game set next week in Philly. That's going to be huge for the East. But right now, the Dodgers have the second seed, 77-57. They just finished off a sweep of the Reds, and that might be the final nail in the coffin for Cincinnati. Granted, they get one more series head-to-head with the Mets, but now in that wild card race, they fall to 4.5 back of the Metropolitans. So might be almost settled here in the National League. Not a lot of drama to figure out. That's going to do it for our program here tonight. Brewers Weekly tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Our producer is Matt Yazel. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Keep on swinging.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside